Hi, and welcome to Mondays with Melissa. Today I want to talk about supplemental needs trusts. So supplemental needs trusts are trusts that are created for individuals who are disabled. A supplemental needs trust's purpose is to have money available for an individual with a disability while they're alive, but not to take the place of their government benefits or to cause them to be removed from government benefits. For example, if someone is only allowed to have $2,000 in their name in order to qualify for a particular government benefit, and they have a supplemental needs trust with $30,000 or $40,000 in it, that $30,000 or $40,000 is not going to be considered their asset as long as they have $2,000 or less in their own personal bank account. They'll still be able to obtain their government benefits. There are a few different kinds of supplemental needs trusts and two that I want to focus on. One is a first-party supplemental needs trust and one is a third-party supplemental needs trust. A first-party supplemental needs trust is a supplemental needs trust that is set up with the money of the disabled individual. So sometimes this can come from proceeds of a lawsuit or some sort of medical malpractice action or something like that. Sometimes it is money that they received from somebody else's estate. But wherever it's from, the point is the money is theirs. It's in their account, it's their money. So the supplemental needs trust is set up, it's funded with the money of the disabled individual. That money is available for them during their lifetime, and it will not get them kicked off their benefits. At the time of their passing, whatever money is remaining in that first-party supplemental needs trust will have to go back to the state to reimburse for any benefits that the individual was receiving. And then, of course, if there's still money left over after that, then the trust will dictate where that money goes. A third-party supplemental needs trust is a supplemental needs trust that's set up with the assets of another person. So this can be a trust that's set up during the disabled individual's lifetime and funded during their lifetime from parents or grandparents, from gifts that they receive throughout the year, for birthdays or communions or bat mitzvahs or whatever party or celebration they might have. And that money can go into the third-party supplemental needs trust. Now, the purpose of it is the same. The assets are available for them during their lifetime, and it's not going to cause a problem for their government benefits. However, a third-party supplemental needs trust is not a payback trust, which means it does not need to go back to pay the government for government benefits when the disabled individual passes away. So many times where we see a third-party supplemental needs trust is actually set up in the will of a family member, typically a parent, who has a disabled child. And the will read that anything they're leaving to that child will be left in a supplemental needs trust. And that would be a third-party supplemental needs trust since it's coming directly from the parent's estate and it's set up with the parent's money. And the parents can also dictate in their will that when that person passes away, that child passes away, where the leftover money is going to go, whether it's to another child or to another family member or to a charity or whatever they wish to do. But it does not have to go back to reimburse for government benefits paid out. So ideally, you want to set up a supplemental needs trust before the money gets to the disabled individual so that it can be set up with a third party's assets. But either way, we're here to help, here to answer any questions that you might have. Give us a call or put a question in the comments if you have something you want to know about supplemental needs trusts. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week.